Got a little 9mm start to finish on the Lee 6-Pack Pro. So there are a couple things that you're going to need to configure. The very first is your shell plate is going to be the 19S. The second thing is you are going to want to have your small case retainer. So you're going to want to have this small case retainer installed. That's pretty easy to install. Go around here, put that just like that. You are going to want your case feeder tube, the letter A. So that's this part right here. You're going to want the short case pusher. You want the small pistol primer insert installed there. If you bought it for 9mm, it should already come pretty set up. Okay, so for 9mm, I'm going to be using 4 dies. So these 2 positions here, I'm going to leave completely blank. The very first is going to be my sizing die and my depriming die. So this is how it comes essentially from the factory, but you do have to adjust this depth. To adjust this depth, all you're going to do is you're going to screw this down until this part nearly comes in contact or comes in contact to the shell plate. Okay, so right there, you see it's essentially coming in contact, so that die is good to go. Okay, the next is this powder die. It doesn't come attached onto here. You will have to unscrew that. So you have to unscrew this part and then screw it on as far as it will go into there. You want to screw this down until a casing makes this part right here flip all the way up. So I'll show you what it looks like when it is good. So this is what it should look like. There you go. So that went all the way up. If it doesn't go all the way up, then your powder charges. If it doesn't go up at all, you won't get any powder. If it goes up part way, sometimes you won't get even powder charges because depending on how long it's up, different amounts of powder will trickle down. Okay, the next die up is this bullet feeder die. So for this die, you'll start at high, and then I like to take a casing and put it into that position, and then I take a bullet, put it on, and then I'll go up and seat the bullet and then pull it off and then measure it. So mine happens to be the proper length already because I did already set this up. I kind of cheated, but then you'll just lower it until it gets to the right point. It's easier to start high and work lower because then you don't have to keep pulling bullets. If you start too low, you can't pull it back, you can't pull it up, so then you have to go use a bullet puller, and that's not as fun. So that's good there. Okay, we are going to follow the exact same principle where you start high and work your way up on the crimping die as well. So you'll start high and then you just back it off, and what you're looking for. Okay, so both of these bullets have been seated. This one on the right has been crimped and this one has not. And it is very difficult to tell the difference, but the one on your left has, you can feel that there's more of the brass sticking out. Okay, so once you have set up all the stages individually, you're ready to rock and roll. So we're going to fill this up here with casings. Okay, for this video, I'm only going to do the ones in this tube, but you can fill all these up, and then when it gets emptied, you can just spin it real fast and then continue on, which is pretty nice. Okay, and now we're ready to rock and roll. So okay, I also recommend starting pretty slow and almost doing just one at a time until you get the hang of it. Once you get the hang of a progressive press, then you can use it as if it's a progressive and go full throttle like I am here. I've reloaded nearly 30,000 cartridges on progressive presses, so I'm been around the block before with progressives. Okay, after doing a couple of these 9mm, I actually like the bullet seating die here, just because it's more convenient for my hands because I don't have this bar in the way. So it's all personal preference, but that's where I like it. Now we're talking. You want to make sure these plastic things on the side are pushed all the way in so that there's less swap in the casings here. Because for a while I didn't on this bullet feeder one, and then I was realizing what was wrong. And you see a couple of them didn't quite make it up into the bullet feeder and just got crunched in there. So, I mean, this isn't a bad deal. I'll just pull this bullet out, pop the primer out, and it didn't even damage my casing, so I'll be able to melt the bullet, reuse the powder, so it's not a big deal, but it is kind of a pain when you're trying to load a bunch. Other than that, guys, this press honestly has been working great. I've only reloaded probably about 75 rounds on it, and it's been pretty flawless up to this point, so so far so good. If you guys have any other comments or questions or things you'd like to see on this press, please put in the comment section below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.